I'm attempting to complete every single Gamecube game, and I'm using a random number generator to pick the next game. Last episode, we played as a movie star spy in Mission Impossible Operation Surma. And in this episode, we're leading a team of elite military members in Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Lockdown. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Lockdown was released June 9th, 2005, and was developed and published by Ubisoft. The Montreal branch is, if you want to get more specific, but it's Ubisoft. To be completely honest, this game got really old after like mission 3 or 4. Before we get started, make sure to like this video because it really helps out the channel, and subscribe if you're new so you don't miss any of the future games. And without further ado, this is my experience with Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Lockdown. In Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Lockdown, we're going to go through all 16 missions in single player to consider this one complete. I put the game on normal difficulty because I figured it was the difficulty that the game recommends. I'm glad that I chose this option for this game, to be completely honest, because some of the parts get kind of difficult. The game starts off showing the main villain breaking into, I think, a bank and killing people while like heavy metal music plays. This is common with all the cutscenes in the game, and I'm not really sure why that was the direction. But it's interesting. There's just heavy metal playing during every cutscene. Once you select each mission, you get a briefing of information, what the objective of the mission is, and what characters are coming along with the main character, Chavez. The first mission starts showing us how to play, and we have to work our way through a parking deck. This game is a first-person shooter, and it allows for you to lead a group of 3 other soldiers throughout the mission. These commands aren't the greatest, but it's like having them break a door, hold in an area, advance, clear out a room, just your basic like leader commands to let your team like be part of it. The AI is so bad in this game that if they clear a room, they're more than likely going to die. And 9 out of 10 times while you're killing somebody, they're going to walk directly in front of you and also die. The objective for most missions are just clearing areas and moving to the next area. The first mission continues with us going through a courtyard and playing in night vision for some reason. I don't really know why I had this on, but I guess I decided to. I don't even think the mission was even dark. When you progress through the mission, you get areas that allow you to save the game and have a checkpoint between sections. Also in each mission, there are 5 briefcases, and they have intel inside of them. They're hidden throughout the level and are usually in areas you don't have to go to. For each briefcase you collect, you get points at the end of the mission that allows you to unlock new guns or cheat codes, such as unlimited ammo or God mode. I didn't use any of these during my gameplay of this, but it's pretty cool to have them in the game. When playing through the mission, the enemies have boxes that show up around them, which shows you, I think they're hitbox, or just kind of signals that they're there. This made me feel like I was like cheating, like if I was like playing a multiplayer game and needed to cheat, and I would have like boxes show me where the enemies are. Kind of weird. We cleared out the street and headed into the bank building. This game wants you to play slow, but I found out that the game doesn't respond well when you rush through things. I don't know if the AI doesn't register that you're moving quickly or what, but it made missions really easy. We end the first mission by taking out a few guys and saving the hostages. We can then unlock new guns to use. I don't think I even bought anything from this selection screen. And now we're on to Mission 2. Mission 2 is called Operation Backlash and takes place in the Netherlands. We start this mission playing as my personal favorite character, Weber. This section has you sniping people as the main squad moves into the police station. I really like these parts in the game. It's pretty cool. It just has like specific targets as you're doing this that you need to take out. But it's just a lot of fun. It kind of changes up the gameplay a little bit. As our main squad, we work our way down into the lower part of the police station and take out a bunch of enemies in an empty room. Finally, we kill the last few enemies inside of a safe that has the hostages. And once they're dead, you save the hostages, and that's the end of the mission. Mission 3 is called Dragon Hammer and has us going to Scotland. This mission opens in a rainy courtyard and then into a building where you have to disable 4 cameras on the first floor. Once you find the last camera, there's also a bomb in that room that you have to disarm. And you kind of just work your way through. You'd end up defusing another bomb, and then at the end of the mission, you have to protect hostages in this big, like, political office setting. It's like a bunch of desks and like a big, like, presentation room. And you protect them as enemies kind of storm in from left and right. Not anything crazy, pretty easy. There wasn't really much to this mission. It was actually pretty short, and most missions are the same going forward, so I'll just kind of briefly touch base with them. Mission 4 is called Ricochet, and we're still in Scotland for this one. This one starts with Weber clearing out a big parking lot as our team moves into the building for this mission. I love these parts throughout the whole game and wish they were longer, or if there was more of them, I think it would be nice. This mission was actually pretty difficult and has us clearing out what I would call a giant library. I'm not 100% sure if that's what it is, but there's 2 big rooms that take place in this mission that have like a bunch of books and shelves and stuff. And it feels kind of like a library to me. I could be wrong. The second room full of books is in like the dark. I don't know why there's like no light in there, so you have to use your night vision. You clear out the room. In the back left corner of the room, there's a door you open up, and there's like 3 enemies in there. You have to take them out and save the hostages. And that's the end of this mission 4. This saving hostages is pretty much the theme for this game. Mission 5 is called Chimera, and we have moved to France for this mission. This mission has a cutscene that shows you sneaking into a bathroom and killing the guy that's in there. When the mission starts, his dead body is laying on the ground with blood everywhere. I enjoyed that this happened, and his body wasn't just gone for like no reason after the cutscene. This mission has us moving through a warehouse or something, and then I had this weird glitch happen where my entire screen turned pink. It's like solid pink, and I can't see anything. I'm not really sure what happened, but it also did this with loading screens after this. So I don't know if it was just the copy I was playing on, or if this is like a known issue. If you've ever seen this happen, let me know down in the comments below. We head into the catacomb tunnels and have to take out more enemies. This part wasn't bad until you have to clear this like military training practice area. It's like a tutorial to like the beginning of most first-person shooters, because there's enemies all over the place in here. It was it definitely was way more challenging because my whole team was dead at this point. Once you get through it, it is the end of the mission though. Mission 6 is called Bloodline, and this also takes place in France. I think this mission takes place right after the end of the last mission, like it continues the mission. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know if all of them tie in like that, but these 2 definitely like tie in as like a part 1, part 2. But anyways, we're in a hospital for this mission. We have to clear out one side of the hospital, save the doctors and nurses that are inside, and then this hospital is the biggest thing ever, and it requires you to cross over this massive courtyard that's in like the middle of the building, and then you kind of go through the other side of the hospital, rescue the hostages in the basement, and then that's the end. Mission 7 is called Boneyard, and we're still in France for this one. This mission has us moving through the catacombs under Paris and taking out enemies. I like how they include real places in this game and tried to model it to the best of their ability. This leads us into a subway system that is either abandoned or was just attacked and destroyed because there's like a train cars like crashed and like half the tunnels are blocked off. But eventually leads us into a brand new subway station. We clear out like 4 or 5 enemies in this section. And once we complete that, you go to leave like upstairs in the subway, and that's the end of the mission. This game honestly doesn't have much happening other than killing enemies and moving to the next section. Mission 8 is called Breakpoint, and it's the 4th mission in a row that takes place in France. We get another wonderful sniper section at the beginning of this mission. I really wish there was more of these in this game. We take control of our team and move through more warehouses of just random stuff. I think at this point the game was getting lazy with France and didn't know what else to add to the game. The end of this mission has us save Team B, I think, is what they are. They might be Team A and we're Team B, but regardless, we save another team as they're being locked down inside of like a freight yard. And once you save them and take out all the enemies, the mission is over and we're on to Mission 9. Mission 9 is Leviathan and takes place in France again. But this time we're on a boat. Woo, they changed it up. This mission begins with us sniping from a helicopter, and this was great. I love this section of the mission like more than usual because it even changed up the sniper section of the game. So usually you would go from one window to another and you can kind of move back and forth as a sniper. This one's a little different. You kind of are timed in a way because you're on a helicopter and you can't change. So once the enemies notice you, they'll actually start shooting at you and will kill you. So it's kind of nice. It puts a little more stress on you. Once we protect our team, then we're able to control the main squad, and we're in like the main section of the boat, so we have to go save the captain at the controls, and then we work our way down to the bottom of the boat. Once we're in the lower section of the boat, my whole team was dead, and this part was the most difficult thing in the whole game. The AI here wants to one-shot your character. I don't know what it was. Right here, if you did not kill them quickly, they would one-shot you from distance, range, behind you. It took me so many tries. So I kind of had to memorize the whole mission and then use speed to get through it all. Once you get to the like midway point of this part, we save a hostage, we disarm a bomb, and then we find out there's a second bomb further down into the boat. So then we keep moving there, clear out a bunch more enemies. Finally, we disable that second bomb at the very back of this like weird room. And that's the end of the mission. It's a lot different than most other ones, I guess, but way more difficult. Mission 10 is called Low Life and takes place in, you guessed it, France again. The developers love that they're based in France and wanted to use the area as much as possible. We start this mission meeting with someone that we thought was going to give us information, but then he betrays us. It ends up being a trap, and a bunch of like enemies come in and ambush us. My teammate died immediately. I cleared out the room, and then we have to chase down the guy that was in there betraying us. We finally catch up to him. We're like, you ever do that shit again, we're going to kill you. And then he gets attacked, and then we have to protect him like immediately afterwards. Pretty confusing. And that's the mission. This is the shortest mission, I think, in the whole game. It is pretty simple and straightforward. Mission 11 is called Sandstorm and takes place in Algeria. After all those missions, we finally go somewhere different. Finally. This mission has a part where you have to clear a courtyard temporarily, and once a certain group of enemies show up, you have to take them out and head through the door they came in. This took me a lot of tries. I didn't realize that that's what I needed to do, and I was trying to kill these enemies, and they just kept spawning and spawning and spawning and spawning. My whole team would die, and then I would die shortly after. We clear out the walkways after, which involves us taking out people on the rooftops. Then we move into the section of this mission where we have to use Weber to protect the team. I think they're waiting for a helicopter to come get them or something. I don't know. And then that's the end of Mission 11. Mission 12 is called Archer and takes place in Algeria again. This mission has us start in a building that looks like a fort and then down into some tunnels, more like catacomb-like tunnels. We have to take out some enemies, and then we find out that Weber was taken hostage at the end of the last mission, and now we have to save him. We get to where he is, and you have to take out a room full of enemies before that they shoot him. So you just quickly go in and clear out the room. Then he grabs a gun, leaves the room, and you have to wait in this like little side area until the helicopter extracts everyone. This part is super funny because if you climb up on the rooftop and stand there aiming at one door, all the enemies spawn in that same doorway, and you can just kill them all as soon as they spawn, and then you just do it until the helicopter gets there. It made this mission like a 0 out of 10 difficulty. But once the helicopter arrives, the mission is over. Mission 13 is called Catalyst and takes place in Gibraltar. Gibraltar. I don't know how it's said. Tell me in the comments, because I don't know what country that is, and I don't know how it's said. I think that's correct, as close as I can tell, but I don't really know. This mission starts on like a boat dock. You clear out these like little areas with these fan boat stuff, and we have to work our way through like just all these little areas. We get to like more of like a building, like city area. We do another sniper section with Weber as our team crosses the courtyard, and then we make our way into like a palace, is what I would consider it. It's like Richie, like palace area. You go in, hack like 3 or 4 computers, and once you're done, the mission is over. Nothing crazy, pretty underwhelming. Mission 14 is called Red Scythe and takes place in Spain. This mission has us clear out this really rich looking building. This is like high class building. Once we get underneath the building, we find out that there's like these chemical bomb things that we have to disarm. And then on our way out, we find this guard like dead on the ground. They made an emphasis to show that he was dead. I don't know if he was important, but I had no idea who he was. You move a little bit further, get to the rooftops of the building. There's like 50 people up there. You clear them all out, and then that's the end of the mission. So another really short one, but this one's, I guess, less difficult or more difficult. I don't know. Mission 15 is called Citadel and takes place in Minorca. This mission takes place in what I would call a military base. We have to clear out areas with a ton of enemies. So that's what made me believe that it was a military base, where they're all just kind of stationed there and you're just moving through, and there's like always like 30 people in every room. I did find out in this section too, it works better if you rush the AI, because they do not know what's happening and they'll keep spawning in the same area. So it made it pretty easy. I did run out of ammo at the end of this mission and had to kill the last few enemies while waiting, like clearing out a helicopter pad with my silenced pistol, which I didn't use at all until that point. So mission 15, that was the first time I used that gun. This was the most difficult mission in the game, I think. That other mission had difficult parts, but this overall was just difficult because the AI sometimes just wants to shoot you directly in the face as soon as you walk into a room. It took me a few tries, but I did get it. Mission 16 is the last mission of the game. This mission is called Lockdown. It's the name of the game, Rainbow Six Lockdown. And this also takes place in Minorca again. This mission starts in like an underground prison area, and you go from one room to another clearing out enemies. Then Weber snipes a bunch of people in a courtyard area and ignores Chavez's orders, telling him to leave. And he ends up, the tower that you're in ends up getting shot with like a RPG and blows up and tumbles down. He does survive, but if this was real military, they would be all over him afterwards. Like, you just straight up did not listen to orders from, like the captain of your squad. Anyway, with the help of Weber, the team is able to move forward. Our team is able to clear out the rooftops of this. It's like, I think it's more of this military base. And we finally come to the final boss. We move closer after taking out a few enemies, and we get this scene where Weber comes in like Rambo and he shoots down a helicopter, and then the mission ends. And I was like, wait, is there like a secret mission or something? No, that was it. That's the end of the game. It's pretty lame. And once you like finish it, get your score and stuff, it gives you another cutscene where it basically just shows this bad guy falling off the top of this military base, landing at the bottom and dying. And then the credits roll. And that's the game. To be honest, I would not recommend this game at all. It didn't age well. The AI is very bad. The game gets super old after like 3 missions. So I just think there's a lot better now that there's no reason to really go back and play this unless you have nostalgia bug getting you. But I had never played this previously, so I do not recommend this. But that's it for this episode. If you want to know what we're playing next, stick around. If not, thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Alright, yeah, I'm not sure. I'd like to get a Nintendo title, like Pikmin, Mario Kart, Zelda. I don't care, anything. But alright, yeah, so we are going to figure out what we're playing next. We're using a random number generator here, and we got our list ready. We got 560 on there. So on the count of 3, we'll find out what the number is and figure out what we're playing next. 1, 2, hold on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And we got 536. World Tour. Which I have no idea what this is. I've never played this game or even heard of it. So we're getting World Tour. Like Whirl. As our next game.